In Wakefield, this is the team that the Wildcats have on show. Prescott is the fullback, Law, Tatupu, Hughes and Paul Sampson, the three-quarter line, Paul March and Bobby Goulding, the scrum half. And the forwards, Francis Stevenson, Ryan Hudson, Jamie Field, Gary Price, Willie Poaching and Steve McNamara, the captain. And on the bench for the Wildcats, Tony Kemp making his first appearance of the season, Martin Masella, Andy Fisher and Paul Jackson. And the coach is Andy Kelly. Now the Tigers, Jason Flowers at fullback, John Wells, Michael Eager, Logan Campbell, Darren Rogers, Danny Orr and Brad Davis. This team almost picks itself. And the forwards, Dean Sampson, Aaron Raper, Darren Shaw, Lee Harlan, Dale Fritz and Adrian Vowles, the skipper. And on the bench, Nathan Sykes, Ian Tonks, Andrew Purcell and Danny Arnold. The coach is Stuart Raper. Well, the Castleford Tigers were the quiet achievers of 1999 and have maintained that, winning 3 of 5. Only Wigan and Bradford, the top two, have beaten them. They go to Wigan on Easter Monday. They beat Wakefield 30 points to 18 and 12-10 at Weldon Road last year. They lost here, though, by 11 points to 10. Dean Sampson, going through the picture there, will be facing his cousin, Paul Sampson, the former Wasps rugby union star, who is playing these days for the Wakefield Wildcats. But it's Castleford first out onto the Bellevue pitch. Jason Flowers, good to see him back for the Tigers. His first game of the year last week against Hull. He missed the first 6 in the league and the cup. And the Wakefield Trinity Wildcats, they've won just 2 of their opening 5. Last year it was 2 wins from 6, but this squad has been assembled at some expense, and 1 or 2 people might think that it has been a little bit disappointing at the start of the season. Certainly Andy Kelly, their coach, was disappointed with the defensive effort in the match last week when they lost by a point to the Huddersfield Sheffield Giants. 1 or 2 changes. Gary Price comes back. They led 22 points to 4 last Sunday, then conceded 6 tries. They've won at Leeds and here against Warrington this year. That's their 2 wins so far. And quite a night for Bobby Goulding. First time we see him in his new colours with the Wakefield Wildcats. Led out by another new boy, Steve McNamara, their captain. And there's Bobby Goulding running through your picture now. Decent-sized holiday crowd has turned out to see the start of the Easter programme, and Wakefield Wildcats with their brand new facility on show here tonight. All the hospitality boxes at the far end of the ground, and looks like they're doing pretty good business. Steve Ganson is tonight's match referee. A big local derby to kick off this weekend, when local derbies are the #1 topic in rugby league. Steve-O, who's going to win this one?
Pretty tight, Eddie, and Wakefield, of course, having the home advantage, but over the years they have produced some almighty battles. Castleford buoyed by the fact that their fullback Jason Flowers is in there, but Wakefield realise they know they've got to shut down Aaron Raper. His kicking game last week was the reason they picked up winning bonus.
Well, Danny Orr gets us underway. Remember also, of course, there is Tony Kemp waiting on the substitutes bench if he is needed. That's Willie Poaching, who takes the first tackle. Good chase downfield from the kickoff by the Tigers. And this now is Steve Prescott. He disappears under the tackle from Darren Rogers. Big night for Wakefield. Local pride very much at stake in this part of the world. Won 11-10 here against Castleford last year. One of their best victories of the season. Their first in 10 years against Castleford, home and away, incidentally. It's Wakefield who are in possession now. Dale Fritz with a very strong tackle on number 16, Gary Price. Chip over the top, and Jason Flowers is the man who collects for the Tigers. They now have first use of the football. Good chase downfield.
Certainly was, and first there, leading the pack, was the man who put that beautiful kick downfield, Bobby Goulding. So important that Goulding takes control of this game. If you're a Wildcat fan, he really can be so influential. But Castleford, they certainly have got their own playmakers as well. Danny Orr and Brad Davis especially.
And they've got the big man who can mix and match it up front. Dean Sampson is one of them. Aaron Raper is the dummy half. He gives it then to Brad Davis. It goes wide to Lee Harland, and Harland straightens it up, releases the ball, but it was forward to Danny Orr.
Well, I'm not so sure about that. He looks a bit bemused. Well, that looked okay. Camera angle always difficult. But he looks a little bit confused, and so would I.
Okay, Dean. Stay away, lads. Wakefield to come in.
Andy Kelly, the Wakefield Trinity Wildcats coach, in fine form before the match. Came and had a cup of tea with us and chatting away about the prospects here tonight. Encouraged, and he will be encouraged by the start his men have made. This is Adam Hughes now. Had a wonderful season in 1999, the former Leeds centre. Neil Law is the dummy half. And of course Andy Kelly will remember the first time we saw Wakefield in 1999. They turned previously unbeaten St Helens over at the Barnsley ground. What a night that was. This is McNamara, gets a beautiful pass away, and Tupu is hauled to the ground. Castleford have it all to do in defence. Still a couple of tackles remaining. They're over the line, but have they got it down?
No. Held him up. But it'll be...
Both tackles.
It'll be head and feed. It was not on the last. Well, good work there. He went very close indeed, but you could see that Flowers went right underneath. I must say it was a good effort, though.
Paul Sampson it was who tried to burrow his way over.
Well, he's known for speed rather than strength, but he went pretty close.
And as a result of that, being on the fourth tackle, held up over the line, the Wildcats have possession from the scrum. What can they do with it? Not the best ball from Adam Hughes. Oh, that was awful. And Lee Harland drops on it for the Castleford Tigers.
So early in the tackle count as well. Oh, good run. Great play by the hooker, Aaron Raper. I mentioned the fact that it was his kicking game that brought them the spoils last week against Hull. But that was superb running. Keep your eye out for both these hookers. Ryan Hudson from Wakefield and, of course, Aaron Raper. They are very crafty at the play-the-ball area.
We got a glimpse there of Aaron Raper's brother Stuart, the coach, and watching here as Wakefield are pinged offside. So Stuart Raper will have a little smile on his face just now. His team, the Castleford Tigers, have this penalty, which really does relieve the pressure.
Good sets, lads.
Stuart Raper there will be quite concerned, especially with the fact that it was a try-saving tackle from Michael Eager that stopped his opposite number, Tony Tupu, from crossing the line. It really was a try-saving effort by Michael Eager.
Raper gets the ball away to Vowles. Good movement. This is Danny Orr. Ryan Hudson is after him. So too Francis Stevenson. Brought to
Oh, that'll be a penalty. Francis Stevenson.
Oh no, the referee's given him the knock on.
Did he lose it, or did Stevenson get a hand to it? He certainly got a hand in there. Oh, that should have been a penalty. And the crowd here in an absolute dismay. And now they've back-chatted to the referee, Steve Ganson. Well, that's unprofessional of the Castleford side, mainly due to the fact that they've looked at the big screen, Eddie. They've seen that it should have been a penalty. It's gone the other way.
They have, and their supporters up the far end of the field have as well. But you shouldn't back-chat the referee, because now Wakefield are on halfway, whereas they would have been driving the ball out of their own quarter. Ryan Hudson in at dummy half, the hooker. Here is Steve McNamara, one of the big buys of the winter from the Bradford Bulls, the new captain of Wakefield. There he is again. Here's the head-to-head in all meetings between these two as Hughes makes the break. Good tackle, and he's rolled into touch by Danny Orr. That was a great try-saver.
Had to be as well. So strong is the centre, Adam Hughes. Had a magnificent season last year. They went far too high. Not that fella, though, Danny Orr. Tremendous low tackle. Showed him the touchline. Hughes just did not have the speed.
Adam Hughes, their leading try scorer last year with 15 touchdowns. And he must have thought for a moment he was on his way to another one here. But you might notice some men in green and yellow tonight. They are the South African Rhinos, under-16s and under-18s, who are over here on tour. They've beaten Yorkshire Youth under-16s, and they lost at under-18 level. Next week they have games at Keighley, Hull and at Dewsbury against the Bala Select side next Thursday night. Well worth taking a look at. This is a busy old time for rugby league in this country. This is the first of the Easter programme, and what a day we have for you tomorrow. More of that in a moment. As Eager makes the break, support is on his inside. Davis flicks it wide. Rogers gets the first try for the Tigers. First blood to Castleford. They've weathered the storm, soaked up the pressure. Darren Rogers, a real predator, on his 45th consecutive appearance for Castleford. He gets his 5th try of the season.
Outstanding play by the centre Michael Eager. A couple of moments ago he saved a try. Now he's creating one. Hands off Tony Tutupu, back on the inside. Davis did well. He knew he didn't have the speed. Rogers did. What a counter-attack. Val, the skipper, he just run it through. They failed to fill in. Tutupu was just brushed away by Michael Eager. Davis straight to port play. Likewise with Rogers. Tiger try.
Well, Darren Rogers has not scored for 2 matches. A try against Wakefield at home last year, and now a try here tonight against Wakefield on the home turf. Kick to come is from Danny Orr. Scored in all 3 against Wakefield in Super League last year. 1 try to his name, 3 goals, and defensively again Andy Kelly will know that his men were found a little wanting then, but a wonderful break from Michael Eager that set up that try in the end after the good hands from Davis from Darren Rogers. So Danny Orr, 2 England caps last year, and he played for Emerging England the year before. This isn't the simplest of kicks. Taking his time, making sure he's settled in his mind. Now then, can he add the extras? No, he can't. It wasn't easy. Castleford ahead 4-0.
Sliding defence, and Tutupu goes round the back. But as soon as the ball's away, watch how he's just fended there. It was a good effort for the centre Tutupu to try to get there, but good support play. Rugby league at its best. Create the break, make sure you finish off. He's one of the best in the game.
Another England international from last year, Darren Rogers. And Steve McNamara now, another one. 5 England caps to his name. Restarts. Davis flicks it then inside, behind his own line.
Well, it's amazing, isn't it, rugby league? I was just about to say that Castleford were being split open far too much, especially out wide. 3 times they've made a break of the Wildcats, and the first opportunity for Eager to go through, the Tigers post the first point.
Dean Sampson struggling to his feet, pushed down by Francis Stevenson, but the referee's patience holds. Here now is Jason Flowers. Castleford will be glad to see him back in the side. He missed the first 6 in the League and Cup. Adrian Vowles now. Wide it goes again to Eager. He's seen another break. Eager's cutting him to ribbons down that left-hand side.
Oh, they did very well there to position themselves so that he couldn't get the ball back inside to Rogers yet again.
That was a good tackle by Paul Sampson. The kick not the best. Collected by Steve Prescott. Formerly with Hull. They have really recruited big here at Wakefield with an opportunity they hope to push for the top 5. Now then, what a day we've got for you Good Friday. Australia against New Zealand, 10:30 a.m. over on Sky Sports 3. And look what we've got to follow that with. St Helens against Wigan, Good Friday, 12:30, Sky Sports 3 again. 2 cracking matches for you on Good Friday.
Plenty to choose from there. The official Steve Ganson just a little bit too quick out of the blocks, the Castleford Tigers in defence. There's the man that really can turn things around for Wakefield. They realise he has to come up with a big game. Once he starts taking charge, Wakefield can beat any team in Super League, but he has to put himself about.
Bobby Goulding had his great days with St Helens, lost his way a little bit since, but looking to rekindle the flame here at Wakefield. Hudson gets it to Goulding. He finds McNamara. Goulding on the run around. Good ball to Adam Hughes. Well watched by Danny Orr and also Logan Campbell. Now then Hughes again. Always danger when this fella has the ball, but good defence once more.
Just the shoulder went on the whitewash.
Dale Fritz coming in over the top.
It's a good move. Bobby Goulding did the run around. He's a big fella, but they looked a slight forward pass earlier than this, and this is it. And it certainly was. Great camera work there. Of course, the referee, Steve Ganson, does not have that advantage, but that's the man that pulled off a magnificent tackle. Dale Fritz works overtime.
And a new contract in the bank. He's at Castleford until the end of 2001. And they will be delighted that he is. Now then, penalty against Wakefield. Ball march. Pinged by referee Steve Ganson.
Well, referee Steve Ganson has been talking to both sides, all the players, rather than just slow the game down and spoil it for the fans. He's been having a real running battle with the players, saying do not interfere at the play of the ball.
The Castleford restart. And here's Darren Shaw again. Has forced the England international Nathan Sykes to the bench. Has Darren Shaw. Oh, ball is spilled. Paul marches it back for the Tigers, for the Wildcats.
It was a good hit though. Tony Tutupu really got the shoulder in. That's a forced error.
Offside now against Castleford, bang in front of the sticks. Will they be tempted to take the two on offer?
I think they should.
And Steve McNamara, the skipper, has pointed to the posts. Too quick out of the blocks, Lee Harland and company.
Well, this should be easy meat for the loose forward and skipper Steve McNamara, who's really laying the law down. And I think you saw there that he was having a right old go at the standoff Paul March, the youngster. It was Paul March that gave away a silly penalty. Fortunately for the Wildcats, Castleford spilt the football. It's been raining quite heavily all around the north.
All around the country, I think.
I was only in the north, Eddie.
McNamara with this kick, and you might take a look behind the post, because the Castleford people who have come here have swelled the numbers at Bellevue tonight. Indeed, the Super League crowds are on the increase, a 23% rise on last year's figures. So the game is alive and well and kicking, and talking of kicking, Steve McNamara trying to get Wakefield underway here with the boot, which he does. Wildcats close the gap. Wakefield Trinity Wildcats 2, Castleford Tigers 4.
Sweet as a nut from the skipper, and it was the right option. Even though they have had little football to play with in this first half.
Stuart Raper, the Castleford coach, got his team to within 80 minutes of the grand final last year, beaten in the playoffs by St Helens. And wouldn't Andy Kelly love to be in the top 5 at the end of the year 2000? Well, the rest of the Easter programme on Sky Sports. Sky Sports 1, West Tigers against the North Queensland Cowboys from the NRL in Australia, Saturday morning at 9. Warrington against St Helens, Easter Monday at 6 o'clock. They're expecting a full house for that. And Huddersfield Sheffield against Halifax, Tuesday at 7:30. What a weekend for you rugby league fans. 6 matches between now and Tuesday evening from both sides of the world.
Rugby league feast.
And this is boiling up into quite a first course. Ryan Hudson gets the ball away. Paul March disappears under the challenge from Adrian Vowles, last year's man of steel, of course. On the halfway line, the Wildcats. This is McNamara now. Straightens it up, straight into the chest of Darren Shaw. With help from Lee Harland, McNamara's put to ground. Here's Goulding, there's the kick over the top. Good kick too. Wells has to chase back. Hughes is after it. So too Neil Law. Jason Flowers is across as well. Just a little bit too strong from Bobby Goulding.
But the option was good. Looking early in the tackle count, realised that the wingers had failed to drop back. He really is a master when he's at his best, Bobby Goulding. A big coup for the Wildcats to pick him up, though.
Indeed so. This is his 6th club.
Been around a while. And later in this game, The experience could just be the key.
Penalty now, messing around at Wakefield on the grounded player.
Well, little doubt about it. But McNamara claiming that he was being held down, but I didn't see much there.
Steve Ganson was the referee at Wigan, London last Friday on Sky Sports, you may remember. He blew the whistle pretty monotonously early on, but he got us a great game in the end. Good, fast, open, flowing football.
Well, that's their job. He certainly did that last time.
6 penalties in the opening 17 minutes here at Bellevue tonight.
Well, sometimes you've got to get the message across. And let's hope that he has done that already.
Here's Dean Sampson. Raper. And now Davis. Formerly with Wakefield. Good ball to Jason Flowers.
Good tackle by Bobby Goulding. Was not going to be kidded there.
Dale Fritz drives it in again. Jamie Field was there, met him head on. That's the last one for Castleford. Here's Danny Orr. Will he slide the kick through? That's bounced off the big number 12.
Will be a drop out from underneath the sticks.
Willie Poaching, he made a play for it.
Certainly did. Neat little option, just the dink forward. And it was Willie Poaching that got the left hand to it. There it is.
Yes,
so
he made
more
a play
pressure.
for it. Made the play for it. The ball certainly didn't hit him. So that's why it's a goal line dropout for the Wildcats. McNamara with the dropout, and Jason Flowers now to run it back.
Good to see Flowers back, so it may take him quite a while to regain his confidence, get back into the swing of things.
Dale Fritz gets to his feet. Raper at dummy half. On it goes to Davis. Orr is wide and they missed him, and luckily for the Tigers it bounced into the arms of Harland. Good strong run from Harland, and tackled over on that far side by Tony Tutupu. Vowles at dummy half now, down the short side. This is Eager again. Prescott with the tackle. Raper once more, quickly in at the dummy half. Davis, back it goes to Darren Shaw. Shaw thought he was through. Good tackle by Ryan Hudson. Again, they're attacking that short side. Raper gets the pass away, and it was over the top of Eager's head and out, looking for Rogers, but he wasn't there.
Well, I wonder how far Eager would have been away from actually planting the ball down there. Ooh, it would have been perhaps a few inches short. Took the gamble.
It didn't quite come off for him. That's better from Wakefield, and so is that. Good drive up by Ryan Hudson, tackled by Brad Davis. Paul March at dummy half. Here they come again now with Gary Price.
Good play by Wakefield, quick play the ball. Really have gained so many good meters forward.
They'll make a few more here with Adam Hughes, maybe.
Little short pass by Steve McNamara, not confusing them. Got to be pulling the ball out, penalty.
The ball was stolen. McNamara was stood in front of it. And if it would have been adjudged a knock-on, McNamara obviously would have been offside, but the referee says that this ball was stolen.
Yeah,
Probably was.
Danny Orr, the left hand. Zip, there it is. Well spotted by the official. More pressure now.
So, Stevenson with the drive in. They're within 10 metres of the line now. Ryan Hudson gives it to McNamara. And here is Adam Hughes. Almost staggered his way to the line.
Very close to a Shepherd there, but they got away with it. Nice little move. Has he got the strength? He's lost it. It went back. Play on, says the referee.
Tackle count continues. Hudson to Goulding. Goulding stabs it in towards the post. That's a try. If he grounded it, if Prescott's grounded it, that's a try. Goulding and Prescott, the old St Helens 1-2, now doing the work for Wakefield. Was he onside, and what about the grounding of it?
Well, it was a superb kick by the maestro, Bobby Goulding. Pretty hard to see there, but he appears to be onside. Now then, does he get it down? Yep, he's okay. Goulding is just over that 10-metre line, so they'll decide whether he gets it down. I'm not so sure.
Not hit the deck yet.
No. I don't think that hit terra firma at all. He loses it, grabs it, and I actually don't think that he's put any pressure on that ball down. This is a tough one. We'll have to go frame for frame. Knock on there if it hits the ground. It doesn't. It's his knee, and that has not touched the ground. Well, what a great effort. It deserved a try, but I think this is going to be NOTRY. No doubt he loses it on the first attempt, but he regains it before it hits the ground, so therefore it's not a knock-on, but it hits his knee, and you've got to get it on to the ground. Well, that's a shame, because it was a fine combination. They're looking to see whether it actually touches the ground, and it doesn't. Well, what a time for your right knee to get in the way.
Is this the lucky escape for Castleford Tigers? The video referee wants another look. He's still not 100% convinced.
Well, it's got to hit the ground, and it clearly hits the knee. This will be no try for mine. But as we have been proven over the years, I ain't the video referee, but I'm confident of this one.
Let's see, the video referee's made his mind up. No try.
Well, he'll be disappointed, will the coach Andy Kelly, but to be fair, the technology was sufficient, I'm sure. The frame by frame quite clearly showed in my eyes that it just did not hit the ground.
No doubt about that, but the build-up and the kick, particularly from Goulding, was worth the try. But it has to be grounded, and it wasn't. The run was perfect from Prescott too. He did everything right, except the final execution. So nothing between these two, is there? 4-2 to the Tigers. One try to them, one goal to Wakefield.
Well, we're midway through this first half, and that's the only second time that we've seen a run from the prop forward, Dean Sampson.
Poaching a big hit on Davis.
He felt it too.
Davis had 2 years here at Wakefield. That's a lovely chip over the top. They're looking there for Rogers. Prescott tidies up for the Wildcats.
Nice option. This is a big hit. Oh, he would have called that without doubt.
Goulding looking busier and busier. Neil Law has been starved of the football on this left wing. He's moved in field and gets the penalty because Dale Fritz was lying all over him.
Well,
and Neil Law was struggling to get to his feet, and if the tackle player does that, Steve, he's always going to get benefit of the doubt from the ref.
Of course, you can see they're trying to turn him over. Fritz, yet again, giving away a silly penalty. I'm sure that Stuart Rafe will have a few words to say to the big second rower. That's a big hit there from Logan Campbell, too.
Bobby Goulding trying to weave the magic, finds Francis Stevenson. The big fella drives it into within 10 metres of the line. Hudson to Goulding, and Goulding, well, they all were fooled then. He was a dummy runner then. Goulding and Gary Price took it on for the Wildcats. They're inching closer. There's McNamara, wide it goes. And so close, Tony Tatupu. Prescott, the dummy half. Here it is now with Poaching. Poaching, that's a good ball. Great ball it was to Jamie Field.
Field did well to come back on the inside, but it was a great tackle from Danny Orr to dribble through.
Ryan Hudson,
too
deep.
Well, he's a jack in the box, this hooker, isn't he? Quite tall for the rakes of years gone by, perhaps, but really does do some work. Keep your eye on Ryan Hudson. It's very effective from the dummy half position.
Well, he is. He's third in the Super League charts for most runs from dummy half. 32 in the opening 5 weeks of the season.
It's a big battle between those two, Raper and Hudson.
Well, Aaron Raper, who is an Australian international, but who has Welsh descent in his family tree. And there were some suggestions in 1 or 2 newspapers last weekend after his performance against Hull that Clive Griffiths, the Welsh coach, would do no worse than to use Aaron Raper for Wales, with Kieran Cunningham moving across to prop forward. What a combination that could be.
whet the appetite anyway.
Last tackle for Castleford. There's Raper. Always thinking, gives it to Orr, who slides it along the ground. Neil Law turns and collects, chased down by Wells, but missed by Wells. Wells then comes back for a second snap to help out Logan Campbell. And Adam Hughes to run away from dummy half. It's a good contest.
Certainly is. Real arm wrestle out there at the moment. But Castleford really have to start getting a little bit more work from their forwards. They've been trying to get the ball out wide as often as they can, but I do feel that the Tigers pack really need to roll up their sleeves, do a little bit more work.
Rogers is almost through.
Oh, that could have been a flop there from Paul Sampson.
A good tackle by Paul March. There's Sampson. But the Tigers managed to get the ball away, and Jason Flowers now trying to struggle to his feet. Vowles the dummy half. He slipped at the vital moment then. Davis. Tonks is on. He's struggling to his feet. Referee not convinced about that. Davis, over the top it goes. Just bounces in the field of play. Sampson couldn't reach it. And Brad Davis, well, he's not really enjoying it at the moment.
Well, he put the backspin on it. Got what he wanted in the end. But I just have that sneaky feeling that the Wakefield pack are taking control out there down the middle. And that's the reason I'm sure that Stuart Raper has brought on Ian Tonks. He wants to a little bit more effort out there.
Change also for the Wildcats. Martin Masella is on. They have recruited well, and Masella from Leeds. And here is Prescott, and he's away from Vowles, and Prescott's on his way to the corner. He's got the ball after him, but Prescott's got the legs. He's celebrating. Try for Steve Prescott. Steve Prescott with the try. He's delighted, absolutely delighted with that. And Steve Prescott got away from the clutches of Adrian Vowles and then had the legs to get up the other end and score. Andy Kelly always confident his team can do things with ball in hand, and Prescott confirming that.
Super play, excellent stuff there, and he just palmed him away. Adrian Vowles, one of the best defenders in Super League, and Prescott denied a try a couple of minutes earlier, but not on this occasion. Raises the arm. Beautiful stuff by Gary Price to set the fullback racing away. It's a ploy that Wakefield and many other clubs utilise, bring out the forward to stand in the standoff position, and that's what they've done here. His strength was sufficient. The position play by Steve Prescott was outstanding. A few seconds earlier, he had handed off Adrian Vowles. Look at the determination. Up goes the arm soon. He knows. You little beauty. This will be four. What a counter-attack. Lovely to see clubs being positive from a scrum deep within their own half.
Steve Prescott with the try. Remember, he had one disallowed by the video referee not long ago, but they cannot deny him that. His first for the Wakefield Wildcats. Steve McNamara to the extra two. And this should be pretty easy for McNamara. Good kick. McNamara makes it Wakefield 8 and Castleford 4.
See how the step from Price was sufficient just to get that half break. Sucks in the defence, hands off Vowles. Watch him go. No one was going to get anywhere near. Wild cat. Woo!
And there is the Wildcat. Well pleased, 8-4, they were 4 down. And it's Martin Masella to bring that ball back. Leeds last year, 4th appearance off the bench this year. .29 minutes on the watch. and Wakefield have the 4-point lead. And that's Tatupu. They managed to hold on to his shirt tails, but ominously for Castleford, Wakefield are starting to get over the advantage line. Lost the ball there.
Forced the pass. That really was a silly pass from Poaching, especially with the fact that the forwards yet again are making inroads. Ooh, swinging arm there. That's the mistake. Mark Marcello went very close with a swinging arm.
Raper again, and here's Ian Tonks. His tackles level and handling errors. Castleford have made 4. Dean Sampson now for them. Raper goes into dummy half once more and finds Danny Orr, who in turn finds Davis, and then wide it goes to Harlan, and back on the inside. Jason Flowers has moved up in support.
Just he came a little bit too early to the fullback Flowers.
Davis hoists the kick straight up in the air.
Someone was taken out.
Flattened in back play.
Offside. Taken out.
Yes, taken out after the kick is the referee's decision.
There's a kick. And there's the Castleford player on the deck. Yeah, deliberately taken out. And well spotted by Steve Ganson there. Allowed the advantage. Of course, if Castleford would have received that ball and gone over to score a try, it would have stood. And a little doubt about it. McNamara certainly took out Danny Orr. Well, this surely will cost his side 2 points. Silly play, really.
Well, it will cost his side 2 points if Danny Orr kicks the penalty. We're 9 minutes away from the half-time siren. Wakefield ahead 8-4 at this stage. This kick to make it 8-6. So will Orr kick this? Missed earlier, didn't he, with the conversion attempt? It's a little easier. He's missed it again, though. Well, as Danny Orr left his shooting boots about 3 or 4 miles down the road in Castleford. That will be what Stuart Raper is wondering now.
Well, at least he did force it dead, so they will receive the football back from the dropout on the 20-metre line. But that is a costly miss.
Well, Danny Orr is the regular kicker. Jamie Benn was the kicker when he was in the side, but now that this fellow in possession with the football is back, Jason Flowers, Jamie Benn has dropped out of the team. In fact, he's at the moment out of the 17-man squad. Tonks isn't, though. He is there, very much in evidence. And so too is Aaron Raper. Good ball to Wells. Oh, and a good tackle also from Neil Law. Just got a touch on the ankle.
He had to as well. Wells was on his way for a 4-pointer then.
Danny Orr collected on the fly. They've fallen off him. Orr has got support. He won't need anybody. All over under the sticks. Danny Orr caught the pass in mid-air. The defender committed himself to the tackle. The tackle was missed and Orr was through the gap. So Danny Orr right under the post, giving himself an ideal opportunity to add the extras.
Good work. The build-up to that was superb. It was a pass from Raper to Wells. And then the little dummy back on the inside. Nice step on Steve Prescott. He waited until Prescott committed himself into the tackling position. Through the dummy. Watch the step. Superb play. An individual try that the Tigers badly needed.
Yes, and he obviously knows how to score points against Wakefield. That includes his effort with the boot last year. Now this is his easiest kick to date. He's missed the possible conversion of the Rogers try, and he's missed with a penalty. Andy Kelly is right in the middle of that hospitality area. And if he could, he'd blow this away from Danny Orr, but he's kicked it, and he nearly kicked it actually into the balcony that Andy Kelly is occupying. But Castleford have got the lead back. 10 points to 8 now to the Tigers.
This shows you the importance of standing very deep in attack. Notice how it makes that so-called one line of defence hesitate. And when he threw the dummy, he was always going to be on his way for a vital try. Great effort. What talent.
Yes, he's only 21. Danny Orr. Great talent. A couple of England caps last year, as I said earlier, and he'll be pushing for the standoff job for England in the World Cup, no doubt about that. Now Sampson. Missed last week, he was out injured, but he was sent off against the Bradford Bulls, you may remember. He had no case to answer, though, apparently, when they viewed the video of the incident.
Well, I'm not right sure, Eddie, but I get the impression that Dean Sampson is not 100% fit either. We've seen very little of him in the first half.
Kick downfield is from Raper, and that will stay within the field of play. That's a terrific kick, and a great chase. Great chase.
Good play. Tremendous effort there, putting the pressure on him.
And they took a real gamble, didn't they? The Wakefield Wildcats.
Now then, did he drop it?
No, offside, Castleford. All the pressure eases.
I got the impression that maybe Paul Sampson just lost that football. Pretty hard to see there, but no doubt about Ganson picking up 3 or 4 Castleford players, and I can assure you Aaron Raper, the hooker there, is giving his charges a real good round, saying, come on, keep back.
Hudson, the dummy half, and he gets the pass away to Andy Fisher. And the referee has seen something that he doesn't like, and Andy Fisher didn't like it either, and Brad Davis will be spoken to by the referee.
Well, that was a little swing. There you saw it. Made contact. Not surprisingly, the referee is, well, indisciplined. There's been a problem with the Tigers in this first half. Plenty for Stuart Raper, the coach, to say in the dressing rooms at the interval, and rightly so. But more important, he's on his way down there now, and he has to say to his forwards, come on, this is not a stroll in the park. Let's get some effort out there.
Just about 3 minutes or thereabouts then to half-time, and this kick from Steve McNamara to level things up again. And Stuart Raper makes his way to the dressing room area to administer words of wisdom to his charges when they return. Meanwhile, it could be all square if McNamara maintains this 100% record with the boot. He's exactly 40 metres away and just about dead centre. He only needs to give it a good thump. And that's exactly what he's done. No problem. 10 points apiece here at Bellevue. Wakefield against Castleford.
Been a costly exercise by the Tigers. Giving the Wildcats every opportunity to get back into this match. And discipline.
Aaron Raper having a discussion with the referee.
But he's gone as the ball at the ground.
And he's complaining that he was not offside from the penalty up the other end when all the pressure eased off that Wakefield line, and the referee Steve Ganson explaining to him exactly why he was.
Down and release.
Don't know why they waste their breath.
No, I've never seen a
only
referee...
the captain. The captain's allowed to talk to the referee. Full stop.
Well, I've never seen a referee change his mind about anything, either in this game or any other.
Wasted effort from both parties. Well, a little bit more fire is certainly what they need. Castleford's pack.
Wakefield have had 7 penalties, Castleford 4. Maybe that's what's upsetting Aaron Raper, but it's not a huge count against them.
It's sufficient enough to keep Wakefield in this match.
Goulding has stepped back, he's gone looking for a 40-20, but didn't quite get the angle. And Jason Flowers to run the ball back. felt that. Wakefield certainly getting to the pace of this match. There's no doubt about that now. They're at it, they're at speed. And this is Logan Campbell. That's good play. Support from all. Not the best pass. Turned into a decent one, though, by Lee Harlan. Here's Logan Campbell. Nearly stolen by Adam Hughes.
Just got it back at the last moment.
Tonks to drive it in again. They missed him the first time, and they all come back for the second snap at him.
Well, that's what the Tigers have to try to do, is to condense this defence.
Great ball from Raper. He's found Wells. About 20 seconds of this first half remaining. This is the last tackle. The last chance for Castleford may be to post points on the bell. They've gone backwards. Davis has dropped it. And Wakefield have the ball back, but they've only got a matter of seconds before the half-time siren. Prescott flicks the ball away. Here's Tatupu. Tatupu is tackled by Adrian Vowles, and there is the siren. It's a good game. It's a real contest between these two. Wakefield Trinity Wildcats 10, Castleford 10. Bobby Goulding not doing the kicking. That now belongs to Captain Steve McNamara here at Wakefield. But Prescott with the try for them, 3 goals from McNamara, and 2 tries for Wakefield with the 1 Danny Orr goal. It's 10 points apiece here at Bellevue in this first of our Easter extravaganza. Weekend for rugby league fans here on Sky Sports. Good Friday, it's that sensational doubleheader. Australia taking on New Zealand at Stadium Australia, 10:30 over on Sky Sports 3. And then a couple of hours later, it's St Helens against Wigan. That's a fantastic day of rugby league. Then on Monday, it's Warrington against St Helens. We round it all off then on Tuesday with Huddersfield, Sheffield against Halifax Blue Sox. 4 games for you in 5 breathtaking days. And we also throw in one from Australia on Saturday morning as well. Right now, the Easter programme is well and truly underway, and a cracking little game here at Bellevue. 10 points apiece, Wakefield and Castleford. And there is a face that they will be delighted to see out on the field for them at Wakefield. Tony Kemp, formerly with Castleford, in their 1994 Regal Trophy winning side. He was injured against Lee in the Cup in February. This is his first appearance since. It's a blood bin change apparently for Ryan Hudson, the hooker. So interesting team change, although forced for Andy Kelly. And as I say, he will be delighted to see Tony Kemp out there. He was the mainstay of the highly respectable first season back in the top flight last year.
Well, he's certainly got the experience. And I think as the game goes on, they will have to look to the senior members of this squad from either side. And that's better from Sampson.
Yes, you were quite critical of the forwards in that first half. They need a bit more work, you said. I'm sure that was the view of the 2 coaches as well. We'll get the half-time news from Bill Arthur down on the touchline in a moment. But Danny Orr, meanwhile, with a high kick. Prescott's after it. Oh, he's dropped it, Prescott, and they've swooped right at the start. Adrian Vowles.
Did he get it down, though?
Well, the referee's handed it on to the video ref.
And also whether he's onside.
Is he onside, and what about the grounding? There's a right porridge of it by Prescott.
No,
he's
lost it. No try. Little doubt about that. Oh, very fortunate. Steve Prescott, as Eddie's just mentioned, made an oats and milk of it. N-O-T-R-Y, that is little doubt. Although I do know that Several is onside, little doubt about that either. Now he's got to, the video referee has got to say whether he had control of it. You can score, of course, with downward pressure of the body, but this will surely be no try.
And it is. It's a 20-metre restart for the Wildcats. Well, Adrian Vowles looked confused, but he was looking at the big screen with the rest of us. and no doubt he didn't have control of that ball. He knocked it forward.
I think he was surprised that Steve Prescott, who's pretty useful underneath the bomb, he normally diffuses them with ease. Whether he got it lost in the lights, they're very high here on the pylons, the old-fashioned style, if you want to call it.
Good lights, though, at Wakefield, lighting up this match for us, and poaching is grounded on the halfway line. Half-time news on its way in a moment from Bill Arthur. March on it goes to Goulding. Goulding then to McNamara. Round the corner it goes, and this is Neil Law, and Law is through two, and a good tackle in the end from Flowers. He held him up.
Super run there from Neil Law.
Last tackle here, and Goulding with the kick to the corner, looking for Paul Sampson or maybe Tony Tutupu. That's with Sampson now, but he had to go backwards. Fires the pass then to Tony Kemp. Great ball. Kemp out the back door to Goulding. Chip over the top from Goulding. Flowers is there to clear up, and in the end, it's Danny Orr once again who's having a big game tonight in defence.
Well, Flowers missed it completely. Neat little chip over the top from the halfback Goulding, and Danny Orr definitely came to the rescue there. But what a great build-up. This is a chip over from Goulding. Flowers missed it. Orr to the rescue, but that run from the winger, Neil Law, such strength.
Well, it's a cracking start to the second half. It really is. Now then, we've given them a big build-up. Let's go down to Bill Arthur on the touchline for the half-time news.
Eddie, it's fair to say that Stuart Raper was not impressed by his side's first-half performance. He came out looking pretty stern after a very animated discussion with his team about where they'd gone wrong in that first half and what they had to do in the second, and he's looking for much better discipline and a better defensive game and a better kicking game. In fact, he's just looking for a much better second half. By contrast, Andy Kelly, his opposite number, very pleased with that first 40 minutes. None of the defensive failings they've exhibited in recent games. A lot more go forward as they're demonstrating now. He's looking for more of that, more of the same, and a much better kicking game as well, which they've already demonstrated in the second half.
And they've got Tony Kemp out there as well, but we saw there a driving run from Martin Masella, the number 10. March gives it now to McNamara. He then tips it back inside to Gary Price. 13 years at Wakefield all in all. This is his second spell back at this club. Goulding in his first spell with them hoists a towering bomb. Here's a test. Claimed by Prescott. Flick back. Could be a try. Now then, there's a right schmozzle over the line, and wisely Steve Ganson hands it on, but Adam Hughes thinks he might have scored.
Well, another chance here. Full back under a lot of pressure. They were all onside. The referee was calling out. He went for the ball, not for the man. That's okay. He went backwards too. Good work by Prescott. Got the ball away. It's not a forward pass. Has he knocked on? Oh, this is a close. Has he knocked on? I think he gets it down on the second attempt. Great work from Prescott. It went back. Everything is A-okay from this point. Does he lose it there and then regains it? Danny Orr's leg was in there somewhere. He loses it there and then goes back for the football. Well, I think it's grounded a millimetre short of the whitewash. And he drags it. This will be a double movement. Well, the wonders of frame by frame. Controversy has often reigned in the past, but not anymore. Grounded short, then he drags it back. I'll go for an OTRY.
And you're right. And it's a handover. The video referee agrees. And Andy Kelly knows that his team have been robbed again by the video referee, but rightly so.
Well, it's done him no favours, has he? Andy Kelly must be getting frustrated at the fact that every one of them have gone against him.
In fact, all three video ref decisions tonight have been turned down. Prescott and Hughes and Vowles for Castleford. Tutupu in strongly on Michael Eager.
Well, I said at half-time, Eddie, that both sides lifted the tempo. They've certainly done that. We're in for a cracker now. They've really got the bit between their teeth, both sides.
Aaron Raper at dummy half. On it goes to Davis. Then further wide, but he had to wait for it. And Ian Tonks is grounded on the 40 mark. Raper again. Davis with the kick downfield. He's turned Steve Prescott round, but this won't find its way dead in goal. Good chase arriving. Prescott trapped. Great chase by Logan Campbell and John Wells.
Super there. You saw four of them in one line, solid as a rock. This really has just lifted it. Listen to the crowd. They feel it too. So do I. So do the players out there.
Good defence from Castleford on show here now. That's 3 tackles gone. Now Adam Hughes. Woo! Big hit by Sampson, by Vowles, was it?
Yep.
And perfectly legal. I was looking for the headband on Adrian Vowles. Oh, dropped by Tatupu. Eager has got it back for Castleford. Wakefield have it all on now in defence, but they've scrambled back well.
He did well, Eager, there, not to lose his composure.
Huge opportunity for the Tigers. Davis, wide it goes to Danny Orr. No! Mile forward. But it looked it from here.
Well, Davis did well to take it in, but that looked forward.
Well, it did from this angle. And now the Tigers have the penalty. Logan Campbell being held down as he tried to get back to his feet. But Andy Fisher looking at the referee and wondering whether it was a forward pass.
And it looked it.
It did.
He delayed it, and all he saw in front of him was Neil Law, but it was a law against him. They've gone for the power run rather than take the 2 points on offer. What can they come up with?
Raper, and back it go. They come up with a spilled football, and what an opportunity gone. Davis, he's not having the happiest of returns to Bellevue, is he?
Certainly isn't. There's a forward pass, little doubt from that angle either.
Just a yard and a half.
But I must say, Bobby Goulding, he really did apply the pressure to Brad Davis there. And you could see clearly that Davis just had a little glimpse at the little pocket dynamo coming towards him.
Referee just talking a little sternly to Andy Fisher about the dispute, I think, over the forward pass. Goulding gets the possession from the base of that scrum. Tony Kemp. Long time out of the game, Tony Kemp. Anxious to re-establish himself in the Sala now.
Good work by the strong forwards. They really are getting amongst themselves now.
Fisher doing well. March, Goulding, looping pass over the tap of McNamara. It was a good job there that Gary Price was in evidence. Lost a bit of ground there, the Wakefield Wildcats. Neil Law now, that's the last one. Good defence again from Castleford.
Will the kick and chase be good? They've applied the pressure. Prescott gets it away.
Prescott, and he got a real heavy clatter from Davis, and the fullback is down and clutching his hip.
No touch, Judge. He's committed himself. He'd already left the ground. It was well timed, but he felt it.
Got the kick away, bravely so. Raper on halfway.
Well, I just get the feeling now that Castleford, their hooker, Raper, has to do a little bit more running from the dummy half.
Well, he destroyed Hull last weekend on Saturday night at the Jungle.
That's great defence.
Oh, Raper this time.
Put the bocker on him. He knew exactly what he wanted to do. He was going to put the kick down on the blind side.
Looks like Prescott is fully recovered from the bang on the hip. And here now is Poaching. He bounces off one. Poaching, difficult man to put down, Willie Poaching. Big Western Samoan. McNamara, wide to Goulding.
Oh, that's a forward pass, surely.
Neil Law picks it up, although he was tackled by John Wells. Gary Price now. Raper normally 8 runs from dummy half in a match. He's only made 1. Or rather, that's his most runs from dummy half. Just adjust these lenses before come out in the daytime. Now then. What's the referee done here? Lee Harlan has obviously back-chatted. Penalty.
Well, when will these professional players learn? You see, he's just all over the man. He's already committed himself to the tackle. Wouldn't let Fisher get up to play the football.
I think it was for something he said, though, Steve-O. The referee pointed to his mouth, and Lee Harland is actually being taken from the field. Stuart Raper's...
Well, that's a third occasion that he's just lost the plot. Giving away silly penalties.
Andrew Purcell is the man to replace him, but meanwhile, Steve McNamara...
Indiscipline, Eddie, will win you nothing.
It could cost Castleford dear. And there was a kick similar to this up the other end in the first half. Looks bonny, that hospitality area behind the posts at Bellevue. And McNamara lining up the kick right now in front of it.
Got a wedding cake look about it, hasn't it?
No. You're obsessed with wedding cake for some reason.
Just like marzipan, that's all.
Wakefield lead by 12 points to 10. And Stuart Raper angry, I think, and angry with his second row. Lee Harland, Andy Kelly hopes that his team can dig deep in defence. And there's Harland on the bench and cooling his heels, not in the sin bin, but he certainly sinned and been binned by Stuart Raper.
And rightly so. He's cost him dearly.
Out on the fall, the kick-off. Things get from bad to worse for Castleford.
Well, that's 3 mistakes they've come up with. 2 drop balls, now kick straight out on the full. If ever a side looks like they're about to commit suicide, you'd have to point to the Tigers. They are not growling. Neither are they roaring.
Wakefield encouraged, and Masella takes the first tackle this set of 6. Paul March.
Well, a great opportunity now for the Wildcats to really take charge of this game. Castleford there on the back foot.
And he's poaching, big hit, but illegal by Adrian Vowles.
Well, I'm not so sure. It looked like a grab across the shoulder.
And I think coaching agrees, because he was smiling when he got to his feet.
Well, you can see he just grabbed the chest.
Bit hard done by there.
It looks bad, but you can see quite clearly he got him underneath the arm. Well, it displeased Adrian Vowles.
Well, he should be, because this is going to be another 2 points the way McNamara's kicking.
It was a good impact, good tackle, but legal. Well, he's probably thinking that we're not out here playing a game of drafts.
He just said to the referee, look at the screen, but of course Steve Ganson's made his decision, and as we said, first half, they don't change their mind, these fellas. So McNamara kicked one a couple of minutes ago. 4 out of 4 for McNamara tonight. This for 5 from 5, and a 4-point lead. Done him, hexed him. Deary me, that's a bad miss.
But they'll get possession from the dropout, which perhaps is more important. Well, this Castleford side, they look a little bit weary. I think a little bit shell-shocked because of the continuation of making so many errors.
Remember, they played Saturday. Wakefield played Sunday. They've had the extra day to prepare for this.
Well, if there's ever a time that the 2 halfbacks, Danny Orr and Brad Davis, could
No,
come
it's
down.
dropped it, Masella. Knock on is given by referee Steve Ganson. Martin Masella believing, I think, that it was knocked from his grasp, and it was.
It was. It went back, so that should be play on. Well, It's very difficult, I know, in the heat of the moment and at the speed, but Dale Fritz definitely reefed that ball away, so that should have been back to 6.
Dean Sampson, you said in the first half you thought maybe he's not 100% fit. He's been replaced by this fellow in possession of the ball now, Nathan Sykes. Offside now, Wakefield. Now, will Castleford take the kick and the 2 on offer?
I think it's a little bit far out.
No, he's going to have a
go for it. Plenty to select there, the official Steve Ganson. And you've got to hand it to the merry whistleblower. He's kept a pretty tight control.
Well, it shows just how tight this match is, that both sides, even though they're 38, 37, 38 metres away from the goal, they fancy the 2 points that are on offer from the kick. Now, Danny Orr has got 1 from 3.
I think the more important factor as far as the Castleford Tigers are concerned is that Danny Orr is taking his time. He's allowing his teammates the opportunity to just steady themselves. They were losing the plot big time.
Stuart Raper knows how important this kick is. Again, just about bang in front of the post, but 36, 37 metres maybe away from them. Good thump needed. 2 points gained from Danny Orr. The match is all square again at 12 apiece.
Good thump it was. Not much expression there to show, but I'm sure that Stuart Raper will be quite happy with the fact that, as I mentioned, giving them time to just settle things down. Andy Kelly.
Well, he's seen his side score 22 tries in 5 matches, but concede 25 this year, Andy Kelly. At least all that has been tightened up tonight.
Well, when you look at the Castleford deficit, they've conceded 19, so they've had a few problems in defence too.
Castleford at Wigan on Monday. Wakefield go to Salford. But they have wonderful memories in this part of the world. In the 60s, Wakefield were the most powerful force in the game. Wembley 3 times in 4 years, back-to-back titles, 67 and 68. And they've swooped on a mistake. Poaching.
Well, a bad drop ball there from Tonks. It's becoming a nightmare for the Tigers.
This is Paul Jackson now for Wakefield. This is a great opportunity for the year 2000 vintage Wildcats, but Prescott was under pressure. He's lost it. The ball's come out again.
We'll take the first knock on.
Now he's given a penalty to Castleford because the ball was stolen on the deck. Knocked out of Logan Campbell's hands.
Well, the idea was there, and Prescott really was under pressure from Logan Campbell. Good work by the centre, though.
It wasn't Logan Campbell, it was John Wells over on that far side. I think the tackle was completed and then the ball came out.
I'm referring to Campbell's tackle.
Yes, that was fine.
Sure was. Tell that to the fullback, Steve Prescott. He felt it. Well, this game is there. It depends on which side can respect the possession.
Well, they upped the tempo, didn't they? Both sides started the second half. They've somewhat gone back into their shells again. Dean Sampson's off the field. Let's get news of him. Bill?
Well, Eddie, it's a mystery because I'm assured by the Castleford bench that there is no fitness problem with Dean Sampson. He went into this game in fully fit, and he's come off fully fit. The word, meanwhile, from the Cas bench is that the message has come down from Stuart Raper again, who is doing his nut up in that box about the side's indiscipline. He told them at half-time they couldn't afford to give penalties away. They've carried on doing it, and they can't afford to do that with Steve McNamara in the opposition lineup.
Absolutely not. This is Paul Sampson, Dean's cousin, who played the ball to Paul March, and here he's poaching again. Adrian Vowles gets up to his feet, poaching, weary, he's got a bit of cramp there. Plays the ball to March, Jackson takes it on.
Defence pretty solid.
And here's Tony Kemp. Wide it goes to Masella. That's great play from Masella.
Beautiful offload.
Last tackle here for Wakefield. McNamara stabs the ball through, looking for a mistake from Wells. It wasn't forthcoming.
Did well there. Had to get down to it. McNamara put a lot of power behind that kick.
And as this movement from Castleford continues, Willie Poaching is still receiving treatment in his own half of the field for a bad attack of cramp. So they're down to 12 at the moment. Wakefield, Poaching back on his feet now. Who's the man of the match? You can get your votes in now. 09009 10 10 13. Grand final tickets at stake. Steve-O will have to make the choice if it remains a draw. But these two sides are desperately hoping it is not going to be a draw. If it is, both sides nominate a player, and then Steve-O makes the choice. So get your votes in now. Good take by Neil Law. He was almost away, but Fritz was to him first.
He's had plenty to do. He took that well, stood his ground. But that was a great run there from Nathan Sykes. That's what they need more of.
This is better from Castleford. That's 3 tackles gone, and the Wildcats have made just the 2 metres. Masella trying to make a bit more now, but a blood and thunder tackle from Nathan Sykes.
They're making a point in defence of the Tigers. Again, a neat offload.
Hughes with the step. Adam Hughes still hauled down in the end by John Wells. Last one here for Wakefield. McNamara drills the ball along the ground and finds touch. We're in the last quarter of the match. It's 12-all. Couldn't be tighter than this.
Quite happy with it. Quick thinking from the skipper, Steve McNamara. He realises that his team was well and truly on the rack a few seconds ago. Let's just calm things down. Now then, will the Tigers launch something from the base of the scrum? You just get the feeling that as the players tire, there will be a huge mistake that will perhaps swing this game one way or the other.
Maybe so. There's been some big hits out there. Castleford know they've dominated these affairs since 1973. Wakefield have only won 10, Castleford 26. There have been 3 draws out of 39 matches played. 1973, remember the time we used as the yardstick, because that was when the game went back to 2 divisions. Here is Rogers, but this scrambling defence from Wakefield is quite outstanding.
Sure is, but good work by Rogers there. Bowles got the ball away, but Rogers knew there was nothing outside.
Up the middle they go then. That's 4 tackles gone.
Quick play the ball, that's what's needed.
Here's Raper. Can he conjure something up? Another big hit. He threw the dummy, but it wasn't taken by McNamara. Quickly off the ground from Eager to Davis. Now they've got the man out wide. Campbell stabs it towards the in goal. Prescott's after it. He knows that that was too strong. A little smile as it went dead.
Chance had gone begging there. A quick pass. Campbell was left with no option but to try to put the kick through. Far too strong. Well, this really has been a huge arm wrestle. Pressure on the coach, Stuart Raper, trying to get the message down. It's getting to that point now where when you get anywhere near the sticks, surely they've got to be looking for that 1 point, the drop goal.
Well, it was 11-10, and it was a drop goal last year that won it from Tony Kemp. But they've got to get down the other end of the field before they start thinking about that, and that's where the defence will come into play. Masella nearly went without the ball, held on grimly. That's the last tackle. Not 1 point range yet. Kemp with the kick over the top.
It's a good one
Jason
too.
Flowers around. It is a good kick. And a good chase.
Tremendous defence there. Leading the way, Bobby Goulding. Plenty of effort this half, that's for sure.
Wakefield enjoying the better of it too. Davis, and here's Nathan Sykes. Flying tackle once again from Masella. Davis at dummy half, and Andrew Purcell. Raper. Lead step. Danny Orr this time with the left foot. Collected by Neil Law. Well, this is the first of a great Easter weekend, and what a day on Good Friday. First of all, the Anzac Test, Australia against New Zealand. Good Friday morning, 10:30 over on Sky Sports 3, and the same channel, Sky Sports 3, for the Super League derby of derbies, Saints Wigan. Good Friday at 12:30. What a day of rugby league here on Sky Sports. Those two matches over on Sky Sports 3. 4 hours of fun from 10:30.
Plenty of rugby league left in this game as well. Some of the tackling this second half has been absolutely outstanding.
Goulding steps inside, puts the kick in, drills it again down the line, happy to turn Wells and Castleford around, and he wants a last big effort from his men in the final quarter of an hour.
Again, the right tactics. He realises now they've got to apply this pressure, make sure the defence is solid. If they can come up and force the mistake, then they can camp down in the Castleford quarter.
Bobby Goulding rallying the troops, just as he did in the glory days at St Helens, 96-97. Then he was the captain. He's not the skipper tonight. He doesn't wear the armband. McNamara does, but that doesn't matter as far as Goulding's concerned. He wants the win. 12 all. Andy Kelly wants the win as well.
They won't let Paul march into the scrum. Ganson wouldn't let them get down unless he could get in. He finally get there. That's silly play.
McNamara.
Holding down. Desperation. Has it turned around here? You could see him wrestling with him. Fullback Flowers wanted to get on with it. That could just turn the game.
Booming penalty to the halfway line. Davis hands the ball on yet again. Stevenson has returned. The Sellers done well. Danny Orr. And Harlan's back. Vowles gets away from Tatupu, but then the big fella comes back and with a bit of help from Gary Price brings him down again. Davis. Good run from Tonks. Thought about releasing it back to Davis. Thought better of it. Now Nathan Sykes with a drive down the right-hand side. Stevenson first man to him.
Will they go for the 1 point?
Well, they're pointing towards the sticks. There's the 1 point. Charged down and collected well by Aaron Raper.
Back to 6. He did well, the hooker. They really did apply the pressure there.
Vowles. This now is a chance for Michael Eager. Eager is away, and Eager will score. Michael Eager scores near the post to improve the angle for the kick to come from Danny Orr. Crucial charge down by McNamara. He didn't manage to collect the ball. Aaron Raper did. Castleford launched another attack, and Eager found Wakefield just a bit tired down the left-hand side.
How a game can be so cruel. McNamara saved the possible chance of the 1 point. Raper gets back, but what's for the pass from Adrian Vowles here? Straight out wide there. Tatupu was just out of position, just slightly, but Eager. That's what he is. Castleford take the lead. Oh, how cruel rugby league can be at times.
Well, Michael Eager got 2 tries last week and 1 disallowed in the game against Hull. He'll settle for that now. Andy Kelly smiling. But he was not a minute ago. Something obviously said on the balcony. But won't be happy that his team have conceded that try late on. 3rd try for Castleford. 1 for Wakefield. And Danny Orr now to surely improve matters for the Tigers and give them a little breathing space. The gap is 6 points. 18-12 here at Bellevue.
Long pass, they just hesitated to the defence. He was sufficient. Instead of moving forward, they were on the back foot. He slices through. Desperate attempt there, but Eager, who's had a fine match, He'll be happy.
Well, he immediately was on the walkie-talkie, passing the instruction down to the touchline. But for the first time tonight, we have clear daylight between the two sides. This is the widest margin between the two. 6 points now between the Tigers and the Wildcats. And can Castleford now push on and clinch this match, or have we got another little twist and turn on the road to 80 minutes? 10 to go. Sampson's return. Haaland did well. To Vowles again. Oh, real man of steel on show here. Vowles, inside it goes to Eager. Sampson got to him. Eager dropped it. Castleford. Well, Sampson got a hand on it, and the referee's wiped the tackle count down to 0. That was a golden opportunity, but they're still not done. Wide. Oh, what a pass. John Wells gets the try. What a looping pass over the top from Danny Orr. Referee hasn't given it.
Have a look. Okay.
Was it a knock-on? That's what he wants to look at.
Can we check that there was no knock-on and that the ball was indeed played backwards and the Castleford player took it?
This could be a knock-on.
I want to know if Castleford possibly knocked on. The one play back.
One play back, that is when he wiped the tackle count down, is it?
Yep.
To 0.
That's what he wants to look at, and rightly so. Eager. Now, the ball is knocked back. No doubt about it, by Paul Sampson. Watch the arm. Deliberately knocked back, so that is back to 6.
So there's no knock-on there.
No knock-on.
I wonder if there's a knock-on here.
No. Flowers did well. Put his body between the would-be tackler and the football. Brave from the fullback, Jason Flowers. But the pass from Danny Orr was absolutely superb. That is not conclusive. This will be. Watch the arm. Deliberately knocked back. This will be TRY. Well, what a turnaround. The Tigers looked as though they were struggling to contain the Wildcats. This will bring up a roar from the Tiger fans.
Raper's on the phone to tell them back home he's got a 4 from John Wells. 2 tries against Hull in the second half last week, and John Wells has come up with the speed again out wide. But credit Danny Orr for this pass.
Lovely long ball there. Use the dummy. Oh, superb. Neil Law was in no man's land. He had to look after 3. They were stretched. The skill of this man. Oh, open line. Shame that, because Neil Law has worked hard throughout, but he got caught there. Yes. Yes, you beauty. You little beauty.
Not so for poor Andy Kelly. Staring down the barrels of his second successive defeat here. Just wondering what he can do about his team's defensive frailties. They were caught short and numbers out wide. It was a brilliant cut-out pass from this fellow, Danny Orr, who now has the most difficult job to convert this. But this for a 12-point lead. His fans behind him. Hugh Wakefield there as well. Danny Orr's kick doesn't reach the posts. The gap is 10.
When you're out strolling all on your own, you usually find yourself well and truly lost. Good effort. Well spotted by Danny Orr. What a pass. To perfection. Well finished by Wells. Well, what a turnaround.
Yes, 2 in 3 minutes. Has it turned this game around for the Tigers? They've got the ball back from the shallow kickoff. Wakefield were looking for the possession, but Aaron Raper was brave. Well, have Wakefield got anything left in the tank?
Well, they must be wondering what they have to do. They had so many opportunities, and it looked at a time where the Tigers were tiring. Maybe it's a good psychological lift from Stuart Raper to send out Dean Sampson, who, as Bill Arthur explained, swinging arm.
Frustration now. Andy Fisher, he's been around a wee while, as Andrew, and a former Castleford forward as well.
Well, he's a fisher, and he threw a hook and made contact.
5 clubs in this part of the world for Andy Fisher. He did the rounds with Featherstone, Castleford, Dewsbury and Hull. Penalties level at 10-all. And Castleford in no real hurry to get this game going again. 6.5 minutes or thereabouts remain. What's left in this match? Sykes with a run, halted by his opposite number, Stevenson. Castleford now suddenly flooding forward. They have a little more confidence. It's been a hard-fought victory, if victory it will be. Harlan. Oh, eager, tried to find Rogers, and the pass really wasn't on.
He was exactly that, too eager to get this ball away. No chance for Darren Rogers to get there. Well, at a time where, okay, they're 10 points in front, it would not be the tactics that Stuart Raper, the Castleford coach, would have wanted. He would have wanted to keep them, Wakefield Wildcats, pegged down in their own quarter. Now they've got an opportunity to drag it through. Good kick and chase game.
And they've got a bit of speed just appeared on the field in the shape of Danny Arnold. Another former St. Helens player in this match.
Oh, that was knocked out. Well spotted. The eagle eye of Steve Ganson saw that. It will be deliberately knocked away. Brad Davis comes in, gets the arm to it.
It was Harland, I think, who made the contact. Here's Stevenson. Oh, Stevenson! And Adrian Vowles just looks at the referee. Says, was that legal? Was it a bus that hit me? It was Francis Stevenson.
To his credit, he really ran to that ball, didn't he, the big prop forward Stevenson? But Adrian Vowles just got up, dusted himself down and said, let's start all over again.
09-009, 10-10-13 for your man of the match votes. Right up the middle for Wakefield. Well, can Wakefield give themselves hope here? March, wide it goes. Prescott, such joy on his face in the first half when he scored that try. Now a war of attrition to try and get his men back in the match. High crossfield kick. Looking for Paul Sampson, flip back. Stevenson.
What's
still
that forward?
Sampson crawling on all fours. Vowles was there.
Well, he took the gamble, did Stevenson. It looked slightly forward. I think you'd have to say it was. But good scrambling defence yet again from the Tigers. Well, they're throwing everything at them now. This will be up the jumper time. It's what they really should have been doing at the other end of the field instead of trying to keep this ball alive. It is still not a victory to the Tigers as yet.
Purcell for Castleford, making good ground. Purcell! Good job that Adam Hughes was tracking him back. Davis. Well, just kicking it down the line now. That will find touch. That leaves up a few more seconds on the clock. There's experience.
Sure is. Beautiful kick down on the blind side. Well, pretty quiet in the first half. But when the experience was needed, he certainly come to the fore, took full control of that ball on the blind side.
They are plodding to the scrum, Castleford Tigers. It's just some more seconds up. Goulding feeds. Don't want to give away penalties now, Castleford. Trying to play Wakefield back in their own half of the field. This is to Tupu. Sprang to the deck.
Worked hard as a big centre.
Good run, great run, and oh, he just lost his footing at the last minute, Francis Stevenson.
He really comes onto the ball like a rocket.
McNamara, short ball, but Waiting to snare the trap was Logan Campbell. Nowhere for Adam Hughes to go. McNamara, still McNamara, back it goes. Price over his shoulder to Hughes once again. Hughes will run straight, he's got support here from Fisher. Last one for Wakefield. Goulding, angle kick, he's done that so often in his career. Raper lost it. It was knocked on by Wakefield.
Beautiful reverse angle kick there.
And Prescott was hunting it too.
What an effort though from Aaron Raper. He just put his body on the line.
He's lost that.
That'll be back to 6.
Knock on.
Well, he's claiming that Johnny Arnold, that this ball is stripped away, and I think he's right. So therefore that should have been back to 6. Paul March for mine, ripped that ball away.
Inside the last minute, but Wakefield with the possession coming up from this scrum.
Well,
too late to rescue the match, but respectability now will be the call from Bobby Goulding. And they're coming down the short side almost.
Well spotted by Sampson. Need a little run from the loose forward, McNamara.
Goulding is busy, looking for the 4 points that will close the gap, but won't win the match. Hudson again. Back it comes. McNamara. Stabbed by Paul March, and Rogers will just hack that ball dead.
He knows there's only seconds remaining. Safety first, and Andy Kelly knows that the vital 2 Super League points are slipping away.
They are. The Castleford crowd are counting down to the full-time siren, and there it is. 4 tries from the Castleford Tigers, just the 1 from Wakefield Trinity Wildcats. It's the Tigers flags that are flying highest, and Stuart Raper knows that his men will keep up the pressure on those in the top 5.